The number 80. It stands as a testament, a peak climbed. Yet for many who reach this vista, the journey beyond becomes unexpectedly arduous. Why is it that the path past 80 for so many seems to lose its light? We're about to explore 4, often unseen currents that can pull even the most resilient individuals off course. Have you ever paused to consider what truly shapes our vitality as the decades accumulate? It's more than just good fortune. It's a profound understanding of the subtle adversaries working within. These are not sudden ambushes, but slow, persistent forces that, if unacknowledged, can erode our strength, cloud our minds, and steal our independence before we even realize the battle has begun. Today, we're lifting the veil on these 4 pivotal challenges. This isn't about fear-mongering. It's about arming you with clarity. The insights we'll share are not mere conjecture, but are rooted in years of observation and scientific understanding. Our aim isn't to promise an eternal spring, but to empower you to safeguard your vigor, your autonomy, and your inner peace for every precious year you're given. So, journey with us. The final revelation might just be the keystone to a stronger, more vibrant life beyond 80. Let us begin. Deep within, an unseen fire can smolder for years, a process some experts term inflammaging. This isn't the acute, visible swelling of an injury, but a persistent, low-level inflammation. It's a slow burn, fueled by life's accumulated stresses, the processed nature of modern diets, restless nights, and even the very air we breathe. Without a single obvious symptom, it can methodically wear down our cells, our tissues, our vital organs. Consider George, 82. He lived a life of moderation. No smoking, little drink, daily walks, yet a persistent fatigue, a stiffness in his joints, a mental fog he couldn't shake became his unwelcome companions. His routine checkups showed nothing alarming. It was only when a specialist looked deeper that the elevated markers of this internal simmering came to light. No dramatic illness, just the quiet, cumulative toll of years of this unseen fire. Our body's innate capacity to douse these internal flames diminishes as we age. The dietary indiscretions or sedentary habits we might have overlooked in our 50s or 60s now exact a heavier price after 80. This inflammation is a relentless thief, slowly stealing our resilience, paving the way for conditions like dementia, heart ailments, and an overarching frailty. And the tragedy, most are unaware of its insidious progress, yet hope is not lost. Some of the most potent defenses are remarkably simple: embracing whole, nourishing foods, the rhythm of a daily walk. These are not instant cures, but each conscious step helps to quell the flames, giving your body a fighting chance to remain robust far into your later years. After 60, the fortress of our musculature begins a slow, often unnoticed surrender. This process, known as sarcopenia, accelerates its pace as we cross the threshold of 80. It doesn't announce itself with grand changes, but with subtle betrayals, the jar that's a little harder to open, the slight hesitation before rising from a chair, the stairs that now seem a steeper climb. Muscle is far more than just brute strength. It's the silent guardian of our balance, the scaffold supporting our joints, the regulator of our metabolism and blood sugar. As this vital tissue diminishes, the risk of a life-altering fall, of brittle bones, of a shrinking world, escalates. Dramatically picture Frank, 84, sharp-witted, cheerful, fiercely independent. Then an ordinary afternoon, a rug, a misstep, and a broken hip. He'd always prided himself on his steadiness. The fall, however, was a harsh awakening to the strength that had quietly ebbed away over recent years. Strength, he hadn't realized, was gone. The danger of muscle loss after 80 lies in its cascading consequences. A single fall can mean weeks of immobility, which in turn breeds further weakness. The walker appears, and with it, a subtle erosion of freedom, a quiet dimming of a once vibrant life. But this decline is not an ironclad fate. It can be slowed, even reversed. The simple act of walking, the gentle challenge of light weights or resistance bands, a diet rich in protein, mindful stretching, these are the tools to reinforce your fortress. It's not about sculpting a physique, but about preserving the ability to navigate your world with confidence, to engage with life on your own terms for all your days. Your muscles are your body's unsung heroes. After 80, they are the very bedrock of a life lived well, not just long. If you're finding these insights resonating and you're still with us, perhaps type vitality in the comments. It lets us know we're on the right track. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and ringing the bell so you don't miss our future explorations into a wiser life. Your engagement fuels our mission. The landscape of our sleep often shifts with age, and not always towards serene horizons. Many older adults find themselves wrestling with the night, difficulty drifting off, a frustrating inability to stay asleep, or a sense that true, deep restoration remains elusive. After 80, the cumulative debt of poor sleep begins to manifest more starkly in the body, in the mind, in the fabric of daily life. It might begin subtly, a deeper weariness during the day, simple thoughts becoming harder to grasp, a quicker fuse. But beneath these surface ripples lies a more significant disturbance. Sleep is the body's sacred time for repair, the brain's cleansing ritual, the immune system's vital reset. When our nights become fragmented or shallow, these crucial processes are compromised. Think of Alice, 86. Waking 3 or 4 times a night felt to her like an inevitable part of aging. But over time, her memory grew less reliable, her energy waned, and she found herself more susceptible to common colds. Her doctor helped her understand. Sleep wasn't merely about passive rest. It was an active, essential ingredient for her cognitive function and her immune defenses. As she diligently worked to cultivate better sleep hygiene, her mental clarity and stamina gradually returned. Too many assume that poor sleep is simply a non-negotiable companion to growing older. This is not entirely true. Simple, consistent habits can make a world of difference. A regular bedtime, minimizing caffeine and alcohol, inviting natural light into your mornings, creating a sanctuary of a bedroom, cool, dark, and quiet. Even gentle movement during the day can coax a deeper slumber at night. After 80, quality sleep is as fundamental as nourishing food and safe movement. It influences your clarity of thought, your steadiness, your immune resilience, and the very zest with which you greet each day. The goal isn't just more hours, but more restorative hours. Prioritizing this can be one of the most profound investments in your continued well-being. There's a quiet ache, a shadow that can fall over life after 80, more insidious than many realize. It isn't a pathogen or a diagnosed illness, but the profound weight of loneliness and a diminishing sense of daily purpose. This isn't just an emotional burden, it exacts a physical toll. Research increasingly shows that deep social isolation and the loss of a reason to rise can shorten our years even more than some chronic ailments. As life's chapters turn, our worlds can naturally contract. Cherished friends may depart, children forge lives afar, and physical limitations can make venturing out more challenging. Gradually, sometimes imperceptibly, many seniors find themselves spending more time in solitude, a solitude that can feel less like chosen peace and more like an unwelcome confinement, both physically and emotionally. Consider Bill, 88. His beloved wife had passed 5 years prior, and his adult children lived states away. His days had a routine, television, simple meals, keeping his home in order, but he confessed that some days slipped by without a single spoken word to another soul. What he yearned for wasn't just chatter or activity, but the feeling of being needed, of his presence mattering, of someone anticipating his call. The human spirit is intrinsically wired for connection. As familiar social roles, career, active parenting, community leadership recede after 80, what many experience is not just a change in routine, but a fading of identity. That quiet, gnawing question, "What is my purpose today?" can cast a long shadow, impacting immune function, brain chemistry, and the very motivation to engage with life. But purpose, in its most vital form, needn't be monumental. It can be found in the simple act of nurturing a plant, penning a note to a loved one, a daily call to check in, the delight of feeding the birds, or offering a small kindness to a neighbor. These seemingly small engagements weave a tapestry of rhythm, meaning, and joy. Reaching out even when it feels like an effort can illuminate both your day and someone else's. Solitude, chosen and peaceful, is a strength, but when one feels unseen, unneeded, the body listens. If you are over 80 or care for someone who is, gently explore this. What brings a spark of purpose to your day right now? And how can you tend to that spark? Guard it like a precious medicine, because in so many ways, it truly is. If these reflections have touched a chord and you're still journeying with us, we'd be honored if you'd type purpose in the comments. It affirms the importance of this often overlooked aspect of well-being. And of course, if you haven't yet joined our community, please subscribe and activate notifications. Your presence makes our work meaningful. If you've walked with us this far, take a breath. This exploration is not meant to cast a shadow of fear, but to illuminate a path with clarity. To live beyond 80 is indeed a profound gift. Yet, the truth remains that many arrive at this stage without the vitality they deserve, not from a lack of caring, but from a lack of awareness of the subtle forces at play, the unseen current of inflammation, the eroding foundation of muscle loss, the disrupted rhythm of poor sleep, and the encroaching chill of emotional isolation. These can stealthily reshape our later years. Often, by the time their full impact is felt, the deficit has already taken root. But herein lies the power. Understanding is the first step to empowerment. The purpose of our time together today is to arm you, to remind you that consistent, conscious choices, no matter how small they seem, forge the reality of tomorrow. The decisions you make this week, this month, this year, are the brushstrokes that will paint the canvas of your movement, your thoughts and your feelings in your 80s and well beyond. What resonated most deeply with you today? Was it the insidious nature of inflammation, the fragility of strength untended, the vital, restorative power of true sleep, or the profound, life-sustaining importance of connection and purpose? Whatever it was, let this not be mere information passively received. Let it be a catalyst, a turning point, a renewed commitment to championing your body, your mind, and your spirit. Aging is not an inevitable decline. It is an opportunity to focus, to choose what truly nourishes you, to protect that fiercely and to gently release what no longer serves. You have earned the wisdom and the right to navigate this chapter of life with strength and grace. Do not settle for anything less. Thank you for sharing this time with us. We truly value your presence. Please share in the comments one insight you're taking away and how you might weave it into the tapestry of your life. Your reflections are a source of great encouragement and learning for us all. If this journey has been meaningful for you, a like, a subscribe, and a share enable us to continue crafting content that informs and uplifts. Thank you for watching. We eagerly anticipate our next exploration together.